Welcome to the Harmonic Universe. Let's get right into it and get ready to potentially shift your perspective on who and what you actually are. Now, many of us have either been taught or chose to believe most of our life that we are this isolated, disconnected fragment, just kind of floating through a vast random universe. But here we will flip that script entirely. There's absolutely no way you are just a fragment. Instead, you're a perfectly designed, multidimensional fractal of consciousness. You are literally a living architecture. So let's break down exactly how this whole thing works. Today, we're going to map out 5 interconnected systems. Number 1, the architecture of the soul. 2, nourishing the fractal self. 3, decoding the dream field. 4, navigating fractal time. And 5, embodying the light body. So let's map out the actual structure of who you are. This isn't some rigid hierarchy you have to climb. It's more like a harmonic lattice. It's beautiful when you see how consciousness descends from a singular point of pure light, cascading all the way down into the physical realm. This isn't just abstract theory, it's the literal blueprint of how source energy projects itself into the very physical body you're inhabiting right this second. Let's walk through this emanation sequence step by step. It all starts with step 1, source. This is pure unmanifest potential. Then in step 2, that source individualizes into what's called the monad. Think of the monad as this brilliantly burning star, your totally unique spark of the divine. Step 3 is the oversoul, also known as your higher self. So, if the monad is a star, the oversoul is a specific focused beam of light projected from that star out into a universe. And finally, we get to step 4, the soul fractal. That's you. You are the localized lens of perception. Think of yourself as a magnifying glass that is focusing that single beam of light down into our dense physical reality to gather specialized experiences. You aren't a piece broken off. You are literally the entire beam, just highly focused. Now, understanding the oversoul is absolutely crucial here. It acts as the harmonic root stream for your individuated soul. It's this unified field that works exactly like a master symphony conductor. It is simultaneously holding all the experiences of all its localized soul fractals across all time and space and synthesizing them together. So the cello's melody in one lifetime is actually answering the violin's theme from another, and your oversoul hears the entire masterpiece all at once. So, how does this massive multidimensional structure actually sustain itself? Well, let's compare a traditional paradigm with this new scalar approach. In the standard Western model, the body is treated like a furnace. Put physical food in as fuel, you get energy out. Strictly linear. But in the scalar nutrition model, your body is viewed as a crystalline receiver. Food isn't just physical fuel, it's a carrier wave of frequency. Your body is actually drawing vital nourishment through alignment, resonance, and the overall purity of your energetic field. In this paradigm, things like the atmosphere itself, the sunlight on your skin, or even the emotional tone of the room you're sitting in are all acting as subtle scalar food. You're constantly metabolizing frequency. Think about it. A room that's just thick with despair will completely drain you, whereas a profound word of truth can restore your vitality way deeper than a heavy meal ever could. What this means is your emotions are actually nutritional codes, and they have to be consciously digested. Grief, for instance, functions as this slow descending spiral into your field. Joy radiates out in these highly coherent pulse patterns. Shame folds inward, creating energetic stagnation and blockages. And awe spirals open, pulling in multidimensional coherence. If we don't consciously metabolize these emotional frequencies, they turn into trapped debris or undigested resonance, which ends up clouding your perception and deeply inflaming your nervous system. So now that we know how to fuel this architecture, let's look at the nonlinear tools we have to navigate it. Dreams are not just the random misfirings of a resting brain. They aren't just recycled fragments of your day. The dream field actually acts as a pre-manifest echo chamber. It's a pure tonal resonance mirror. It reveals exactly what lies beneath your waking patterns, completely bypassing the filter of your waking ego. Let's take a second to let that sink in. You do not think in dreams. You see tone collapse into symbolic narrative. Tone is not just sound, it is the essence you radiate. Harmony arises when tone and truth align. So tone is the architecture of presence. You don't speak your tone, you emanate it. So, when you're awake, you think in words, you use logic, But in a dream state, your underlying energetic frequency, your specific tone, is literally transforming into the characters, the landscape, and the spaces that you're interacting with. Your dream is not some random plot to keep you entertained. It's a compressed, direct echo of your internal state manifesting right in front of you as symbols. How does time actually operate within this soul architecture? Well, time absolutely does not flow in a straight line like a river. Instead, it's a spiraling matrix of choice points. This present moment you're in right now isn't just a dot on a timeline, it's a convergence field. It's where infinite timelines and probabilities are actively collapsing into the now. Think of linear time kind of like an old cassette tape. You're completely limited to a strict, rigid sequence of past, present, and future. But fractal time, it's crystalline. It's way more like having every song ever recorded available all at once on a streaming app. Your past self, your future self, and parallel versions of you are all existing simultaneously, just vibrating at different frequencies. Because they're all happening now, those past versions of you that might be holding unresolved trauma can actually be tuned and harmonized right from your current vantage point. This leads us to a powerful insight. The future is not something you move toward, it is something you harmonize with. Quantum choice is not about making panicked, logical decisions based on some fear of the unknown. It's about perceiving a resonant thread, one that feels deeply silent and undeniably clear, and then just aligning your frequency with it. What does this all mean for your day to day physical existence? Well, your physical body is really just the densest aspect of this massive architecture. At your core is the sushumna, a vertical channel running right through the center. Coiling around it are your lunar and solar currents known as the Ida and Pingala. When those emotional and mental polarities are truly harmonized, they generate a standing wave that creates a pillar of light. The light body is made up of these incredible functional centers. Right below your feet is the Earth star, which anchors you directly to the planetary grid. Your chakras are basically functional frequency converters, transducing high level energy into usable soul nutrients. Just above your head is the soul star, and that's your conduit for the oversoul resonance we talked about earlier. And at the back of your head is the Alta Major, synthesizing all this multidimensional data, and wrapping around the whole is the monadic sheath, the resonance field of your eternal self. You see, you don't have to ascend to somewhere else to find these things. The whole goal is to organically re inhabit them right here, right now, in your physical form. Why this matters on a grand planetary scale? When you actually embody this fractal coherence, your light body literally functions as a grid node for the Earth itself. You don't have to go out and force grand missions. Simply holding a harmonic, stabilized presence naturally harmonizes the planet's grid. Your very stillness becomes a transmission. Which leaves us with this final thought. If you are a localized lens actively feeding the planetary grid, you are essentially a signal tower for your entire soul lineage. So, take a moment to truly ask yourself, what signal are you broadcasting right now? Is it dissonance or is it coherence? Thank you for joining me today. I hope this map serves you well on your journey.